Hi guys, and welcome back to the game room. It's Dave again, along with the main man, Plan 13. How's it going, mate?
Hi Dave, yeah, I'm good. How are you doing, fella?
Pretty good, mate, pretty good. So,
Awesome.
our game of the week this week is Pilot Wings. So, have you got any experience with Pilot Wings as a franchise?
Yeah, I did. I borrowed this from my mate on the SNES, on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And I had loads of fun. It heavily relied on the Mode 7 feature.
Oh, for all the scaling and everything, and the pseudo 3D,
Yeah,
mate.
it sort of showed that Mode 7 off completely, but I couldn't even tell you anything about the Nintendo 64 version. I didn't even know it existed until today.
Right, well, that's good. I actually had a friend who had a 64. I believe this was a launch title as well, Mike, for the N64.
Was it really? I can't believe I missed this, because I picked up the Nintendo 64 with GoldenEye on release, or just shortly after release. I can't remember this.
I think this and Mario 64 were a couple of launch titles. But yeah, this game, one of my good old mates had it, and I tell you, I had so much fun on this. It's hilarious fun, this game is. As you can see, I'm going through the pilot selection screen here.
Oh yeah, you didn't have none of that in the Super Nintendo. You didn't have the choice of pilots.
Nope, and you've got different choices of like islands and weather settings as well. So, fly through rings. This is a basic, very, very basic test I'm about to do here. But the controls are reasonably good. It gets you used to that horrible analog stick, as I call it, on the 64 controller, Mike.
Yeah, I was going to say this is on the SNES hang gliding, but I don't think it is. I was just thinking parachuting is. Is there parachuting in this version?
Oh, I think there is, yeah. I think it might be an extra game that you have to unlock, though.
Really?
I think as standard it doesn't come, it's not on there. We'll see on the menu, because I'll go back to the menu shortly. So, flying through rings, and then landing. It's hilarious, man. I can't land for toffee on this game.
See, this sort of game I still enjoy today. I think GTA 5 incorporated this sort of thing in its online mode, didn't it, for the mini games?
It had didn't it have base jumping as well as parachuting, which I thought was awesome.
It did, yeah. And look, on this whole landing the target and get a particular score, look at me rolling away.
That's going to happen a few more times. So that's parachuting, and you can see, because of my bad landing, I didn't get any points for the landing, but I got 40 points for the actual parachuting and going through the rings.
Yeah.
So, Rocket Belt, I think this is called. This one's funny. This one makes me laugh.
So, who was behind this? Was it Rare?
I think it's Paradigm.
All right.
Yeah, Paradigm, I think. I'm not sure if they were in-house for Nintendo. In fact, they must have been for this game, I would have thought.
I've never heard of them, I've got to admit.
So here's...
Look at the sprite. He looks proper dodgy.
Yeah, ginormous head, and this rocket pack he's got on him as well. But this one, again, pretty straightforward. There's a balloon up on the top of that tower there, and I've basically just got to burst the balloon and then fly back and land. The landing with the rocket belt, though, Mike, is a lot easier than landing with a hang glider, for example.
I can imagine. I like the visuals. I mean, you could tell it's a Nintendo 64 game without anyone telling you. You know, if you just saw this randomly, you'd know it's the Nintendo 64. I loved the machine. I thought that's a really good first party titles on it.
It was a good machine, mate, but trying to play one of these today, because of a couple of things Nintendo did. One, they took out RGB, which is one of the best ways of outputting video from a games console.
Right, okay.
So I'm having to run this through S-Video through my scaler. And
Yeah.
two, they did some kind of screen smoothing or anti-aliasing. New graphics card experts will know all about that. And it makes everything look really, really smooth, but with a little bit of pixelation, if you get what I mean. It looks weird.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it does look cool, though. I still love playing the 64 nonetheless.
This looks really good fun, though. I mean, the only thing that would bother me probably is playing this with a Nintendo 64 controller.
Yeah, it is, as I say, it does get take some getting used to, and I was never, ever a fan of the Nintendo 64 controller, Mike. It just used to confuse the hell out of me on that one. And I found the joystick to be too sensitive and a bit flimsy.
Yeah. That's the thing. Playing Pilot Wings on a Super Nintendo was pretty good because the controller was quite revolutionary and it was a good controller. But that's the thing that let the 64 down. But obviously, we're sort of going off course a little bit. I should be talking about Pilot Wings. This does look good fun. So, can you have split screen multiplayer in this and stuff like that, like you could with Mario Kart 64?
I'm not sure, to be honest, because I never actually did that. Me and my friend Richard never did it, and I've obviously not done it since. I always thought this game was just straight up single player, to be honest, and there was no local multiplayer at all.
What reception did this get in the video game magazines at the time?
I think it got a fairly mild reception, to be honest, because it is a very shallow kind of game. It is one that a lot of people finish quickly.
Exactly the same thing happened with Pilot Wings on the SNES. The reception was mixed because it felt a little bit like sort of bonus games that you could just you could have just bundled the cartridge with the console, to be honest. They should have been giving it away.
Yeah, I
there
agree.
wasn't a lot to it, and this looks similar in that vein. It doesn't look like it's got a lot of depth to it.
Very, 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 very true. And also, for anybody that had a Nintendo 3DS, they released Pilot Wings as well on the 3DS. I did play it and I thought it was pretty cool. Actually quite liked it, and the 3D effect works really well with that.
How long ago was that on the 3DS?
2011, about 3 years ago, I think I picked it up with a 3DS back in the day when I had one.
See, all of this is surprising me because I really did think they dropped the Pilot Wings franchise like a stone straight away after the SNES, because it didn't do that well on the SNES, or I don't think it did. So I thought they just dropped the franchise completely, but you've just told me it's on the DS. We're seeing it on the 64 as well. So is it on the Wii and the Wii U?
I haven't seen it on the Wii, but anybody who has seen a Wii version, please put in the comments below to let me know, because I'd like to check it out. Same goes for the Wii U, mate. I've not seen a Wii U version of this game at all.
I don't think there are any Wii U games out, are there? I think there's only 2.
Name them.
I think it's Super Mario 8 and Mario Does Bacon or something.
Oh, okay, yeah, and Super Mario Cooking Mama or something random like that.
Yeah, and Mario Goes Cycling and Mario this and Mario that.
So you can see this is another sort of paraglider. Way, look at that.
It looks hard. This looks difficult and frustrating, though.
It is difficult, but when you get the hang of it, it can be quite good fun. So there, you've got a camera, and it's asking you to take pictures of a burning torch of some description. It's quite funny.
Random. That's a bit random, though.
Now, this particular event that I'm going to go to, Mike, used to crack me the hell up. This is the Cannonball event. No, it's Birdman. Hang on, I'm wrong. This is just like a free exploration mode where you can take photographs and you can just flap around, fly around the resort if you like.
This has got quite the Nintendo 64 version. Look at it. Which is going to prove my point, what I'm about to say. It's quite sort of humorous.
Yeah.
This version, the one on the SNES wasn't like that. If you can remember, have you played the SNES version?
I have, yeah. I gave the SNES version a quick go. To be honest, mate, I couldn't get on with it. I don't know why. I just could not get on with it.
The SNES version is a bit more serious.
All right.
It hasn't got all these sort of silly characters. Not that I remember anyway. What? Look at that!
I crashed into the landscape.
That was dodge.
It is a replay, because you can have a replay as well with you failing miserably. So, yeah. You can also look at the photographs you've taken, hence that check photo button that you may have seen there, and you might have wondered what that was. So now we've got slightly different weather conditions, a slightly different sort of atmosphere, if you like, and I'm flying again. I
do like these visuals, I've got to say. Is this at night, this one? It looks very dark.
I think it is, yeah.
Overcast.
Yeah, I think that's what it's meant to be. And can you see this little tunnel here?
Yeah, I can see it with the river.
I'm going to try and fly in there just to see what's in there. So, wish me luck.
This won't end well.
Oh! Plunges into the sea.
So was this game? Was it a children's game? I mean, I know most Nintendo game titles are aimed at families, aren't they? But was this for kids?
Yeah, I'd say this was for kids, mate. I can't believe anybody, our sort of age, me or you, that's a bit more serious when it comes to gaming.
30s, yeah.
Would play this and take this too seriously. I don't think we would. It's a bit of a novelty. I just thought it was fun. I remember having a right old laugh back in the day, and I had to pick this up for my collection.
Yeah, I was just going to say, is this worth anything for collectors? Nintendo 64 version of Pilot Wings? Again, I hadn't heard of it.
No, not really, mate, to be honest, because it was packaged in with a lot of 64s, so...
Right. Mario's face.
And I've just plunged into the hills there. This is the Cannonball. This used to make me laugh because the character screams as you shoot them out of the cannon. It's so much fun, man. Straight in the middle, there you go, look at that.
That's the thing with Nintendo gaming, and it has been for years, since the old days. It's very accessible, isn't it?
Definitely is, yeah. Anybody could play this, because all you've got to do is change the angle of the cannon, press the A button when the power's at the right level, and it will shoot you out. But of course, you've got to get the angle correct in the first place, or else you'll go flying off somewhere. So here's another one. Here's a different target that's been set up, different circumstances, and I'm going to get this badly wrong. I'm going to overshoot the target by a long distance.
Oh, you have, yeah. It'd be interesting to find out if this did have some sort of split-screen multiplayer, though.
Definitely. If any of you guys watching this know that it had a split-screen multiplayer mode, because remember the 64 had 4 controller ports on the front of it.
That's right, because Mario Kart used to section off into 4 screens, didn't it? It was fantastic.
It was brilliant, but mate, back in the day, I had a tiny television, so I would have barely seen the game.
Everyone did, though. I mean, we used to go around to my mate's house, because he played Mario Kart in the living room. And it was like, oh, we'll go round to David's house. His mum's got a huge telly. And looking back, it was like a 20-inch. which now, like, people are bigger than that in their bedrooms.
They do,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? They have bigger tellies hanging on the wall in their bloody ensuite bathroom when they're having a shit.
Yeah, exactly, mate. I mean, like you've said to us about gaming in general these days, we are spoilt when it comes to technology.
Technology and the televisions that we use, yeah, we are spoilt. But, well, this looks good fun. I mean, I don't know. It's something you could dip into on Christmas Day, you know, have a laugh with your missus and your kids for an hour. But I don't think there's more to it than that, is there?
No, this game has no longevity, mate, whatsoever. I mean, you might want to just see what the extra games are, the bonus games, but to be honest, if I got this back in the day, I would have just played it for about an hour, maybe had a bit of a chuckle to myself. And as you say, this wouldn't have come out again. It would have been a Christmas Day game, probably, and it wouldn't have come out again.
That's why on the SNES version, I never bought it. I waited for someone at school to pick it up. Their parents bought it for them for Christmas, and I borrowed it off them. I was bored with it after probably an evening session with it.
Yeah, I can completely understand why, mate, because as I said before, I think the gameplay is a little bit shallow. This one just brings back memories. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was one of my introduction games to the N64, and I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I thought the gold, because I had the golden iPad. I thought that was a release, but I don't think it was one of the first releases. I think GoldenEye was a lot later on than this.
I think it did come a bit later on. You're absolutely spot on, mate. So yeah, here's another target that I'm doing. As you can see, it gets harder and harder, and I'm being, I'm going to go straight into the floor.
I like the different landscapes and that. That's pretty cool. But apart from that, I don't know. It hasn't aged that well.
No, and it's symptomatic of Nintendo and how they do their games these days as well, still.
Yeah.
So, guys, thanks for watching our Game of the Week.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Speak to you again. Take care of yourself.